Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to throw a punch, part 3. And part 3 of how to throw a punch is don't throw a punch in the street in self-defense. Now, I have trained with a lot of great martial artists over the years. My personal trainer when I was fighting and who implemented the majority of my self-defense techniques that I use in my Bone Tactical Combatives, what I teach through Bone Tactical Combatives, the majority of that comes from Sensei Mike Hollowball, one of the greatest fighters who's ever lived. Yes, he knocked out Chuck Norris. No, it's not a joke. Look it up, okay? Shout out to Sensei Mike. Was a great mentor in my life and came into my life at a little bit of a difficult time and really helped me out with a lot of things. And when I was fighting for him, really were some of the best times that I've had as a young man. You know, got a lot of respect for him. Why do I say not to throw a punch in a street fight? Well, let me use, for example, a guy that I've trained with by the name of Tuhan Jared Wahongi, okay? His knife tactics, knife defense, and his stick, particularly his stick fighting, is some of the best stick fighting I've ever seen. He's incredibly skilled. We actually talked tomahawks. I kind of designed mine first, showed him my tomahawk. He really liked it. He designed his tomahawk shortly thereafter. He was able to implement some of the same things that I implemented into my tomahawk into his tomahawk. So I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to discuss tomahawks, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to show him mine, so he was able to kind of implement some of those martial arts specific techniques that I invented and designed into the first martial arts based tomahawk that he was able to kind of implement into his later on. Why don't we throw a punch? The reason I mentioned my friend, acquaintance, fellow martial artist, Tuhan Jared Wahongi, is because in a club, near a club I used to work at, we both worked security in Salt Lake City for a while, he was fighting in the club and punched a guy and broke his hand. Now, if you're a martial artist that hasn't trained punching to really strengthen your hands like I have, and it's not recommended because I have really bad arthritis and my fists are strong, my bones aren't going to break because of the strengthening I've done, but on the other hand, you need something like this, something in your hand to protect. Now, the bone opener is specifically designed. This metal right here reinforces these bones. It's nearly impossible to break your hand with something like this in it. It's not a weapon, legal in all 50 states, legal everywhere in the world, legal to be brought on planes. Don't use this as a weapon, guys. If you do, you're not using it as it's designed to be used. It's just simply used to protect the fist, can be used as a glass breaker. But anything, when you're using your fist, impact power is up to 800% stronger with this in your hand. So something to be aware of. If you don't have something like this to protect your hand, don't throw a punch, because even the greatest martial artists have broken their hands. Okay? Hit him up. Ask Tuhan Wahongi about his techniques, and he is also a proponent. We've discussed in depth, him and I, at a training conference I actually trained under him in tomahawk techniques at one of his conferences. I had the pleasure of training with him for his tomahawk techniques, okay? And we discussed in depth our very similar theories to open hand fighting, okay? So now today we're going to discuss open hand fighting. If I don't have a tool like this, then my next best option in the street is open hand fighting techniques. So I'm going to put my keychain away, and we're going to discuss what we can do if we're very unprepared. I'm here, okay? I'm always going to be here. We talked about episode 1. Check out episode 1 of how to throw a punch. This is episode 3. We talked about that defensive position. From here, I can throw open hand, okay? Just straight driving to the nose. I can throw open hand to the ear, okay? Straight, everything in tight, driving here. All right, my longest distance is probably this open hand jab to the face, so I'm in here. Boom, boom, moving in, wham, there. I can throw ridge hand, knife hand, which looks like this. Ridge hand, the elbow stops here. If I miss, comes back with the knife hand. If not, it just stops at the head right there, okay? Ridge hand, ridge hand, ridge hand, knife hand. Okay, ridge hand, knife hand. Extremely effective. Ridge hand, knife hand, okay? From there, I can throw elbows. Up elbow, side elbow, down elbow. Okay, those are my 3 basic elbows. Up elbow, side elbow, down elbow. Those are my 3 basic elbows. That's the idea, guys. Lots and lots of information here on the channel for martial artists. This is the #1 place in the world where you can find information about how to defend yourself from someone who's been there, done that, with more experience than anyone else teaching it. Thanks for your time. Bone out.